Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, hope you're all doing alright out there. This should prove to be a very interesting and useful video. If you're someone who works with metals and you wish to remove rust from them, you may have experienced using different methods, including acids and other chemicals that claim to not damage the metal, like a vapor rust, which as you will know is extremely expensive. Well, there is a YouTube channel called Backyard Ballistics, and I suggest you go and watch some of their videos. They do gun restorations on historical guns, and they need to remove rust at times, and he came up with this formula and he shared it on his other channel. Now, I know very often when you say, oh, I got this idea from this YouTuber, go and check their channel out, no one ever does. I implore you, go and check out Backyard Ballistics, and also check out his video on this on Beyond Ballistics, which is his second channel, because that one he goes into great detail about how this works and how he tested it and the comparisons between this and a vapor rust. I was mind blown when I saw his results. I need something like this in my life, and I was going to make some, and I thought, well, I'm just going to make a video so more people know about the fact he's made this video. I want the point to be, go and check him out, don't just copy me and make this. This method will be about as acidic as a tomato and will destroy rust through chelation. Now, that's not removing it through dissolving it with acids, it can also dissolve the metals around it. It's basically when a molecule attaches to another molecule and it removes it. So basically we are going to make a solution here which is going to grab onto some iron ions and pull those away, and it basically derusts. But it is not going to damage the metal much at all, and as I say, Beyond Ballistics, that video he has there, gives you all the actual proper scientific tests. I'm just making some and going to go, ooh, if it works. So, I need to put a litre of water in here. A little bit of dish soap as a surfactant. Then I need 100 grams of citric acid. All these things were bought off of Amazon. Easily available, and if you buy them in bigger quantities you can get them even cheaper, and I mean a lot cheaper for much bigger quantities. From the testings that Backyard Ballistics has done, this stuff lasts about 3 times longer than a vapor rust and costs like 1/10 or something like the price. It's very cheap. That's why I'm like excited to see if this will work. Well, I'm sure it will. He's shown it will, but you know, seeing is believing. Having the power in your own hands. In that video, it goes through a few different options of what chemicals you can use. I've gone with sodium carbonate for the other half of this. Then our 40 grams of sodium carbonate, which will now fizz, and this is going to release a load of CO2. That fizzed a lot. Let's just break some of those bubbles. Might be making this. Wait! I put the soap in first. I'm going to have to get rid of this and start again. Because I put the soap in first, when it reacted, the soap made soapy bubbles. So this is all CO2 bubbles, which are not going to go away anytime soon, and are going to keep growing. Right, give me a minute. Wow, it's light. Right. Should we try that again? At least I can claim I've added something to this line of inquiry. Do not put the dish soap in first. 100 grams of citric acid. 40 grams of sodium carbonate, which is now going to fizz like crazy, but unlike when we had soap in it, it'll go away. Fizzy. If you watch this Backyard Ballistics, I've been watching your channel for quite a few years now, and I commented on when you made videos talking about the fake restorations. I've got a comment on one of your videos that's quite well liked. Watching a while, appreciate what you do. Interesting stuff. Now we can add a little bit of dish soap. So the first thing I'm going to do is test cleaning this bolt. This has been sat outside my garage for about 4 years because back then I was going to do some rust testing videos, and because I'd got an electrolysis bath going and some stuff, and well, basically, I never got around to doing it because all the chemical methods were so expensive that I kind of gave up. And that's kind of why I'm so excited about this. So, we've got that, and we have a piece of just steel plate. It's got mill scale this side, and it's got rust on this side. This is badly rusty, this is more light rust, and that's just very light rust. So we can put it in here, and over the course of time, we'll see how well it does. Right, let's put that in, put this in. It's 9 minutes past 1, so let's check back in 20 minutes. Okay, I've been a bit longer than I was planning to be. Let's see. Oh. Oh, okay. It is working. Hold on, let's have a look at this. Okay, I think, given this is heavier rust, expecting the bolt to be done by now is going to be, you know, a bit much. But, look at that. Focus, please. Camera. That has actually taken all of the rust off in, what's that, 40 minutes? This is impressive stuff. Right, I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to leave that bolt in there, and I'm just going to leave this for longer, and we'll check on it in a bit. So, current time and date. There you go. Okay, it's now 20 past 6 in the evening. It's gone green, which is what we would expect. And let's have a look at this bolt. Yeah, I think most of this is going to rub off. Hold on. So I'm just going to use a rag. So there's the little triangle of steel, which was covered in rust and is now clean. Even the scale side is cleaner, but it's not removed scale. It's softer. Normally mill scale's really hard. The bolt, which was really rusty, focus, it's dull looking, but it's actually taken all the rust off it. This needs a bit longer, and we need a bit of a wire wheel, but I'm just going to give this a very quick brush on the wire wheel. That literally was just a couple of seconds on the wheel, and it's taken this off. I'm going to leave this in here longer till tomorrow, and see how well it can do, but I did want to clean this bit up to see, like, you know, that's it now cleaned. Can we get close to this sort of colour without having to wheel it? Back in you go. Have we got anything else? So I'm going to leave that bolt overnight, and I'm also going to chuck in this square of steel, which, as you can see, is very rusty. That's thick rust. I'm going to put that in there as well. I'm also going to chuck this in, which is a little test piece from when I was TIG welding. This is stainless steel. Look at that one. That one's not even bad. Yeah, I'm interested to see if, you know, if it affects the stainless steel in any way, because this might be a possible solution to clean motorcycle exhaust pipes from rust if they're stainless, because it will take off the rust but leave the stainless alone, and it's not so acidic that it's going to destroy the chromium in it, which causes stainless to supposedly, you know, rust. Well, it does make it. No, it's not supposed. Let's get it right. It does cause stainless steel to start rusting if you remove the chromium from it. However, where this is coming from is the whole thing of using Harpic on your exhaust headers to clean the rust off. People will say that if you do that, you know, a year later they're going to be twice as rusty, and you clean them again, and then another year later they're going to be awful. I've cleaned the headers on my XJ6 now for multiple years. Maybe only once a year will I get out a bit of Harpic to clean up the rust, and I've not noticed any degradation of the steel. There isn't like worse types of rust on it. It's still just mostly discolouring and a very light surface rust that, with a bit of Harpic and a little bit of polishing, just comes up perfect. So I don't follow that. And also, those are Black Widow header pipes, which people always said was really crappy stainless steel. So I'm pushing these things to the edge to test them, and all of these things that people say just don't seem to be that true in the real world, although chemically it may be true. Actually, I've just noticed my centre punch has got a rusty tip on it as well. Let's clean that up, shall we? Let's check in on this tomorrow. As I say, it is currently 6:30 in the evening on the 20th, so we'll have a look at this again tomorrow. So we're a little over 24 hours from the start of this test, and you will note the time that I put the other bits in. I don't remember. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to wipe this off with a cloth. As you can see, there's a lot of grime coming off with this, so let's try cleaning that with a bit of WD-40. Okay, as you can see, that has taken all of the rust off. It's very dull and dirty still, but it's even cleaned out the threads very well. And there's pitting, but that pitting I think is caused by the rust itself. And even with WD-40 I can't get it to clean up any more than that. But let's quickly run that over the wire wheel gently. And with a very light wire wheeling, that comes up lovely. Even though it is obviously a knackered old piece of metal anyway. Quite amazing. So what's the next thing? Let's have a look at this piece of... Actually look at the tip out of my centre punch tool, which had rust all over it. You can see where the rust was because there's none of this shiny coating left, which is probably, you know, chrome or something like that. It's taken the rust off where that rust was, but it's not damaged the plating. Actually, perfect. Okay, so let's check this plate of steel. So straight out the solution it looks like that. I think, yeah, you can see it's going to clean up a lot cleaner, so let's do that. Just sprayed it with a little bit of WD-40. Give it a quick wipe. And again, all of that rust is gone. You can still see a very slight sign of it. And the mill scale's actually coming off by my fingernail, which is amazing. So this can be used to soften mill scale. The wire wheel I'm using is not particularly abrasive, it's not particularly fast, and I'm not pushing really hard into it. So this is just a light, you know, just a light brushing over it. And as you can see, it cleans up this side really easily and nicely. And then the other side I've not touched. So you can see that's what it's like when it comes out of the solution. With a quick wire wheel, that's totally rust free. I mean, that's good to weld on. So the last question is stainless steel. Well, it's taken any form of rust that was on this off, but it doesn't seem to have made any great difference to anything else. In fact, it may have cleaned up any of the marks from the welds, sort of discoloration marks. So this stuff really, Backyard Ballistics, it's amazing, and I'm actually really annoyed. Why is it I've spent 38 years of my life without having this in it? Because this is super cheap to make. The chemicals are literally, you know, citric acid, sodium carbonate, some washing up liquid. None of this is harmful. The gases that this gives off, particularly the CO2, I think with some other things you can get hydrogen coming off it and stuff, but it's not a huge amount. As I say, watch the Beyond Ballistics video to get the full details. So yeah, I can only say that his solution for rust removal is bloody amazing, and I'm going to be using it for the rest of my life, regularly. I mean, you can even, like, you could make up dry packets of this with the mix in it, so you literally just dump water, dump a packet in, put a bit of fairy liquid in it afterwards, and that's your setup. You don't need to pre-mix it or anything. You can just keep it in its dry forms and add it to water. You can just put it in Ziplocs or something like that and just have a drawer full of them. If you enjoyed this video, then thank Backyard Ballistics because it's his solution. But just to see it from from another creator, to show that this is not some lie, this is not some trick, this really just does work, is really cool. I don't think I have anything more to add. Thank you for watching. Go and check out their video, as I say, links in the description. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and if you want to help support this channel, please consider doing that through Patreon or links in the description. And I'd also say, consider supporting Backyard Ballistics if you're a fan of their content, if you go and find them and enjoy it. Till the next one, Bye bye.